My name's Brigid Larmour and I'm Artistic Director and Chief Executive of Watford Palace Theatre. I'm here today to answer questions you've left on the Ask an Artistic Director post. So here goes. Yes, I have. It was one of the first things I ever directed. It was a studio production at the other place in Stratford where I was assistant director. And I was doing a new play by Lenka Janurek, and one of the actors was unwell, and I had to go on with the book in her costume for the first performance. What made it particularly pleasing was that my dad was in the front row, so he got the double whammy. But it's a very strange experience as a director when you have to cross that line in order to protect the production, and the actors are always very generous. I think that's the most important thing to say. If you are, like Watford Palace Theatre, a subsidised theatre, so you're getting money from the taxpayer, you have a duty to reflect your community. So in some contexts, that means you make choices which are political. If we were a new writing theatre, then we would be constantly commissioning plays about topics that perhaps seemed very important to us. But what we often do at Watford Palace is something a little more nuanced than that. So, for instance, last year we did a production of Gaslight, which is a thriller about coercive control. So we were able to take a classic text, a very popular thriller, and use it as a way of talking about our contemporary culture and issues in it. And then there will be other times when we feel what the community really needs at the moment is a fantastically good night out and a really good laugh. That might be when we programme something like Absurd Person Singular, and I cast in Absurd Person Singular Terence Frisch, who's much loved as a regular panto dame at the Palace, and Jill McCausland, who's also a panto regular with a kind of relationship with the community. Sometimes the work we do as Watford Palace co-producing with Rifco, sometimes those plays take issues like racism or homophobia or attitudes to disability, and they discuss them in ways that are very light touch and entertaining, but might change people's perceptions, and so that too is political. What the job is actually is negotiating this issue of, is this the right play for now? How can we respond to this? How can we give people the good night out that they desperately need and bring the community together? All of these things are part of the mix. As artistic director, rather than directing it myself, one of the most memorable productions was the Dash Arts Indian Midsummer Night's Dream, a brilliantly inventive production by Tim Supple in multiple languages with actors from all over India. It was a breathtakingly original show, which also changed forever, I think, how people felt about the palace and who it belonged to. And I love Shakespeare, so that was one of the most memorable ones for that reason. I suppose one that's really resonating in my head at the moment is also one of the most ambitious that we ever did, which is Timberlake Wertenbaker's play Jefferson's Garden. It's about the American Revolution and how the birth of the nation of America had a moment where it could have gone for racial equality, but it didn't. It's a genuinely impossible question, and I think it will probably change every day you ask me. Well, without the shadow of a doubt now, the COVID crisis, it's an existential challenge to the whole idea of theatre if there's an issue about people gathering together in one room. Of course, we're all working out ways around it, and we've got lots of inventive solutions, and theatre is unbelievably resilient and has been an essential part of human existence for a long, long time. So working with the team and Borough Council and the board and all of our colleagues about finding the right way forward so that we can reopen and thrive and continue to be the beating heart of the community, that's probably the biggest challenge to date, without the shadow of a doubt. So the Hugh Laurie picture, that's a photo of Hugh Laurie with Amanda Bellamy. Amanda is a wonderful actress who was in Jane Wenham, The Witch of Walken, which we co-produced with Out of Joint and some others a couple of years ago. It's a Cambridge Marlowe Society production. It's Love's Labour's Lost, and he's playing the Prince of Navarre. and she's playing Rosaline. Somebody asked, was Hugh dating? Yes, he was. He had a very nice long-term girlfriend, and he wasn't dating Amanda Bellamy. I've kept the photos all these years, and I suddenly thought this might be an entertaining moment to bring that one out.
Well, I hope that's answered your questions, and I look forward to being able to welcome you back into our beautiful theatre in person before too very long. Till then, take care. Goodbye.